Welcome to the bush. It's October once again here in southeast Iowa, and that means it's muzzle loading season. So stay tuned, we've got a great episode for you. I did an episode on deer camp last year that showed more of the camping aspect, the having fun. In this episode, we're going to focus more on the guns and on the craft of muzzle loading deer hunting.
So this is our yearly muzzleloader hunt. Most of the muzzleloaders that we're going to bring out here in the woods are all homemade. Well, they're from kits, I might say. But there's a lot of history in these. For instance, this one here, notice I got it, this is hunter green. I stained it hunter green, and the barrel is plum brown. Now, if you take the scope away, this is an 1840s model Shenandoah. So the Texas War with the Mexicans was around 1836. So this is basically what the Texans were fighting with. Models like this, of course without this. And they're good for 100 yards for sure. So ballistics wise, this is equivalent to, Henry came out with the 357 Magnum rifle, and I have one. And when you're using a 180 grain bullet, we use a 179 grain musket round with ball with this, 80 grains of black powder. That is the equivalent of the 357 Magnum at 180 grains. So you're looking at around 1600 feet per second with about 179, 180 grains of lead. So plenty of knockdown power, you know, up to 100 yards, which is typically in the bush here, we're going to be shooting 40, 50, 60 yards, but I'm set up for tomorrow for 100 yards. So we'll see how we do out in the field tomorrow with this. It is a tack driver, so we'll see if I can hit anything with it. Now these, of course, this is the newer generation. This is a baseline model. And whereas this barrel here ends and it's blocked off here with a small port on the side, this one goes all the way through, and you can screw this end cap out for easier cleaning. So it's a more reliable weapon, shoots every time, whereas this one we're going to use the cap there, and there's a higher possibility of fouling if you don't. So when I load it, I dump the powder in 80 grains, I'll tip it like this, and then I'll bang it 3 times, and then that'll force powder down this channel here so that I won't misfire. So that seems to work well. I think in the wars, in the Civil War, they could do 3 rounds a minute, but there's no way I can load this thing 3 rounds a minute. But, and we have the double trigger setup here. So pull that second one, and then the first one's a hair trigger. And it is a hair trigger. All I do is lay my finger right beside it and then just put a little pressure on it and she fires. So works excellent for long range shots. So they shot weapons like this all the way up through the Civil War, and it was around 1870 is when they came out with the cartridges. They, during the war, which would have been at the end of the war around 1864, 1865, Henry came out with the repeating rifle, lever action, and that had cartridges. Pistol cartridges came out around 1870. So that's when, of course, they started migrating away from this. So this is our 179 grain, 180 grain ball. That's the size. We got our lubricated patch.
And that's a 50 caliber, so that measures .49.
It does.
Correct?
It does. So we have our preloaded, it's already set to 80 grains. I just fill it up.
Okay.
Like this. So just remember, buy the black powder measuring devices and you'll be fine. Because it'll say 80 grains to 120 grains, no more than that for this rifle. Then use this stuff and you'll be okay. So then we have a preset. We'll drop it in. Then, like I said, we'll do 3 taps. So that'll drive it down here in the channel. We have our patch, our ball, our starter. Dropped her right in there like that. Pull the ramrod out.
So you've got a little marker on your ramrod that tells you you're in all the way?
Yeah. And we're good. And it's that simple.
It is step 2 time, but it's almost hunting time, so we're going with the non-alcoholic one. Today we've got Surly Brewing Co. Outlook good. Because, I mean, the outlook's good, right? We're going to get some deer. But first, we're going to drink a beer. Maybe a small ooh. It's worthy of a ooh, but not an ooh, you know. Yeah, it's okay. I'm about to send the boys off on the hunt today, and we're gonna see what happens. But the outlook is good. So there he is, the hunter, getting his hunting garb on, tying his shoes.
Hey, don't put this in the film.
It's a struggle to get over the gut.
It is.
When you do. There's the hunting dog. So I've got to ask you, as the you would be the matriarch of deer camp tonight, how are you holding up so far? This is the 3rd day of deer camp, right?
Yeah, pretty good. My job hasn't been too strenuous.
The not ready to strangle any of the guys, or
Nope.
they're tired of the you know, the amenities or anything.
Nope.
I mean, you guys are living pretty comfortably.
Yeah, got me a good bed, warm place to sleep.
This is
What
my
more can you ask for?
This is my aunt, and she's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and he's my great nephew. Not great nephew. He's a great.
I mean,
nephew.
I'm great.
He's a
and I'm
great
your nephew.
a great nephew, but he's just my nephew.
Shot of these studly looking men getting ready to slay some deer.
It's our African safari. So they're moving. You can see real lightly they're moving up and down here. It's not a really beaten trail, but it's enough you can tell. This is kind of a highway here. We're not sure when the last time they used it. It's one of our guesses, because we don't use trail cams. We just try to do this as old school as possible. We got another one right here, and it kind of takes a bend right along there. It's real light, but you can tell it's another trail. You can see this one really easy. So we got 3 trails here that at one time or another they were using. And we don't know if it was last night, a week ago. We're not sure, but we're going to back up. We're going to set a ground blind back there and then try and cover this area. Now there's 1,000,001 ways to hunt, and this is just the way we do it. I'm not saying this is right or wrong or whatever, and you guys do whatever you want to out there, but this is what we do. Alright, so they ain't gonna see us there. They won't see us there. They won't see us here. So what we got here, the sun's gonna be behind us. We've got a black background. So if the deer are moving up this way, or they're gonna come up this way, they're not going to be able to see us in here. So, now it's wait time. You filming? This is the way we've chosen. You know, for some people they've got better ideas and they're probably better hunters, and that's great, but this is what we do. We try to keep all the high-tech stuff out, and Iowa needs to get off their butts and extend this muzzle loading season, because 1 week is, you know, split seasons. You only get to hunt one of them. 1 week is just not long enough for stuff like this, especially when you're using primitive weapons, which will misfire, which happened to me yesterday. So sometimes you'll go through a season and you'll get one shot, you know, that one shot, and the season's so short that and you're only hunting 3 days or 2 days, you know, that's it, and then your season's over. So I wish they'd get off their butts and at least have a 3-week season, you know, because a lot of guys are working during the week. They can't come out here during the week, and to be able to get your grandkids up here, that's almost impossible because of school and everything. Well, today's a day off for them, so that's the only reason I've got 2 grandsons up here. So, enjoy the hunt.
All right, it's campfire cooking time, and we are going to start out with some ground deer meat. This is some we had in the fridge, and it's already cooked. It's already browned and ready to go. This is like a, what would you call this, a 1-pot dinner, right?
Yeah.
And so it's a 1 skillet meal. It's easy and feeds a lot of people. What do we got, about 2.5, 3 pounds of burger there?
There's a lot more there than you thought. I don't think it's all gonna fit in this pan.
Uh-oh.
I told you. It might.
This is some just shells and cheese, like the deluxe mac and cheese. So she's gonna throw 3 boxes of that in there.
Rations, yeah. But it's basically just, it's like a smaller MRE basically, and then Usually it was canned fish or
Well,
Chapardi.
that
yeah,
didn't
Chef
suck.
Boyardee. That's who who was
That
providing
didn't suck
for
at all.
a lot of those soldiers.
That's a great meal if you're looking for a good, easy camp meal. Just throw it all in one pot. One pot meals are where it's at when you're camping because you don't have, 5 different things cooking on the fire. You got one pot and it's your whole entire meal. That's a pretty good one there.
Oh well. Joe, I'm kind of tired. What are we making, Matthew?
Oh, cherry cobbler.
Good.
So we've got a little boilage going on. So I'm going to move it off of the holds that it's sitting on. Because one of the things I've learned about Dutch oven cooking, you want your heat from the top down more so than you do from the bottom. Okay, we're going to do it that way.
That makes sense.
Look, come here.
Look at mine. I got a ton of it. Chunks with.
Yeah, you do.
That's fine. My mouth's filtered.
You see the.
I think you can tell.
Rising up.
No, I don't. My taste buds aren't.
I hope it doesn't.
Yes, sir.
Feel like something like.
All right, so we've got some homemade apple cider here from my aunt and uncle. Oh! Good stuff. So now it's time for step 2. And this is a cider that Joanne and Mike made. Let's give it a try. It's got a good nose on it. See if it's worthy of an ooh. Ooh! That is worthy of an ooh. That's pretty darn good.
We'll try that.
I think that's
That
a
really
red
hits
delicious one. I
That
think.
really hits the spot. That tastes like fall.
We'll try that.
That's got that nice one. Man sails the sea on the time. Mississippi River, she's a going dry. The interest is up and the stock market's down. You're gonna get mugged if you go downtown. All right, so it's the final night around the campfire and the picking's kind of wrapped up. What do you think, crew? Was it a successful deer camp? Did everybody have a good time? That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And deer was slain, so it is officially it was a success. But thank you guys for coming out,
Thanks
being part of it. Absolutely. And until next time, we'll see y'all next time.
in the bush.